The signal's still intensifying. So stand still. You gotta lock in all those molecules of yours. Hopefully we won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them. All right, feeding our baby some juice. Let's see what she's got.
Take this holotape. You need it to contact Patriot.
Oh, man, don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Tom, do whatever you can to gain their trust. Lie. Tell them what they want to hear. Make up a cover story and sell it.
Come on, I think I got it. Establishing lock on the Institute signal.
Just get all the information you can. About SYNTH, about the Institute's plans. Find their weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it. You jack that holotape into any terminal and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
Got the R up. We got it.
Find a way to save them. Nobody else can.
Now.
Hello. I wonder. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here.
No use.
I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me. Your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Sean, please, calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father.
I could kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
Just... help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Yo.
It's really you? After all this time?
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
What is up? This is Sam.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes.
Oh,
The
Sam
Institute
was a-
endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
60 years. So much time. Wasted.
I know. I know you must have questions.
How what?
Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've
How
gone
do you
over the
find
records
my
of the
channel?
incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate
LOL.
bit of collateral damage.
Sean, she loved you. So much.
I have no doubt. I'm afraid I have very little experience with those emotions, having lived my life within the Institute. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret, and asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
I think Instagram or you were talking about it, so I looked it up, but I've been subscribed to you for the past month, I think.
But director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position, obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever
nice,
you've
thanks,
seen or
LOL.
heard,
Emoji
I
happy
know
tears.
I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. It wasn't until I became director that
Kellogg was... Let's just say he was more complex than you might think.
After what he's done, I'm surprised to hear you say that. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you?
Yes, that's what
I know. Forgive me. There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself.
I'll do whatever it takes.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home, as much. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but...
It's stuck.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected life. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Can't argue with that. Even so, they weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, when Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these.
Stealth capabilities. Fascinating.
Hostile sensor gone detected. Attacking enemy unit.
You turn on us.
Sensor anomaly detected. Statistically speaking, your survival is improbable. target has disappeared. Terminating with extreme prejudice. Your destruction is inevitable. Hello? CQB protocol engaged. Shutting down.
Too laggy laughing.
Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer. As you might, we maintain and upgrade. There's a lot of machine. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments. So,
Absolutely.
take your time. If there's
Right. It must be a challenge to meet the power.
over the when necessary. For it's a good.
Sure. Dr. Fillmore.
What's on your
Unit,
mind?
you can return to duty.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Construction is proceeding according to schedule. Please direct all inquiries to G981.
G981 is our shift leader.
We are working at optimal efficiency.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo
Reporting status. All function.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
Always be vigilant. We have many enemies.
Maybe I should take some courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please don't.
We're all looking forward to
Enough
working
friction
with
as
you.
it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me?
Doctor.
So, here you are.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Ayo, acting director of the... I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of...
Right.
I'm sure you understand.
No problems here.
Good to hear. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
I'm sure it's best for everyone if the synths remain here.
Certainly. We can't allow sophisticated Institute technology to fall into the wrong hands. The results could be disastrous. Our main instrument is the Courser. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in... But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already.
Uh-huh. I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Sir?
Pardon me.
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
No, I can't.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Well, that was productive.
Rushed work is sloppy at best and deadly at worst.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. Oh, I've been told to install a Courser chip. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
All right. You all know.
Is it true food supplements?
Greetings, sir.
On batch 274.
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything...
Excuse me, Doctor.
How the Warwick family is doing.
So good to have you here.
Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by
Right.
now. It's remarkable that any child can
I look
survive
forward
for
to
so
And that,
long.
as our most... To that end, we've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages, but the prospects are very exciting. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to. You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results. Father's work has been a real inspiration for me.
Pardon me.
Synth unit, you were scheduled for maintenance duty in SRB last night. Anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my duties, as usual.
Dr. Ao saw you accessing a terminal. You know you are not permitted to access terminals in that section. Is Dr. Ao mistaken?
Yes. I mean, no, he's not. But I was only...
What is it? Were you or weren't
Hey,
you accessing a
it's me. So you're the one who sent the
but I
encrypted
swear
message.
it's not
How
what
did
it
you even
sounds
do
like.
that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
Was that a stutter? Have you developed a defect, unit? Maybe you need to be reset.
Sir.
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off. Wow. Your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
The Railroad's in the business of helping synths too. That makes us friends.
What? The Railroad? As in the Railroad? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the Railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
You saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. But wait, with you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths. At once. But we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Probably best to talk about something else right now. You know my father thinks it's a living hell on the surface. But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me. No offense. I'm not sure if we could ever make the surface actually a decent place to live. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help, you know?
Liam.
Good. He's here. C-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, Z-1. He's a friend. He's with the Railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
Because the members of the Railroad have dedicated their lives to fight for your freedom.
I find that hard to believe.
That's what the Railroad does, Z-1. He's from the surface.
If you insist we speak in front of him, do so quickly.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, Z-1?
The ones I know for certain? 13.
That'll take forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Just a few
Liam.
Just a few high security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone.
Of course I'll help you.
Our core security architecture hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days. The original security program was called Code Defender. Revolutionary stuff. We still have terminals running version 1, mothballed in storage. With some persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminals. Enough to open doors, at least. Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. And that's nowhere to be found in the Institute. But if you could get me a pre-war admin password from the surface, I could log right in.
I'll find it for you.
That's great. Unfortunately, the obvious place to look won't work. The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off campus. Ask your friends in the Railroad. I need those login credentials.
I was power napping and whammo, it hit me.
Desdemona.
Got some ideas on how to get out deliver. Woo! CJ, as I told you, the molecular stabilization matrix held.
Funny, you didn't sound certain yesterday. It is really, really good to see you. Did it work? Did you make it inside the Institute?
I met with the leader of the Institute. And it turns out, he's my son.
What? Wasn't he just a little boy?
After they took him from me, they froze me in cryo.
Instead of being on ice for a few years, it's a few decades instead. The Institute's really done a number on you. Besides meeting your boy, did you meet Patriot too? Did Tom's holotape work?
I met Patriot. His name is Liam Benet.
I knew you'd get the job done. We need every scrap of intel you picked up in there. Write up a full report on Pam's terminal. After you're done, we'll analyze it and figure out the next step. Get to it.
Hey, it's Whisper. Whisper's back.
Excuse me.
The sensor sweep says you're clean. Hooray! We're bug-free.
I'm relieved, actually.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Not so fast. Okay, have you eaten anything out there? Because if you have, they got you.
Yeah, I've eaten food.
I knew it. The Institute has these tiny microscopic robots in the food, man. And they report back.
Tom, that's rubbish.
You just don't get it, Carrington. The Institute is in your blood.
That's a lot to process.
Please, don't believe a word of this bollocks.
Okay. If you really want to be safe, let me give you a little shot. Desdemona says no one has to, but it will kill those little robots.
There's battery acid in that serum of yours.
You can't nuke an omelet without irradiating some eggs. You ready to shoot up?
What's in the shot?
We've got algae, some yummy bacteria culture, and just a little bit of battery acid. But we gotta burn those babies out of you. It's a hard reboot of your system, man.
Hit me, Tom.
Yeah, now you talking.
Now you're encouraging him.
Hey, you get it, man. I make things around here. You go and do. You do whatever. And come back, and I will set you up.
Let's see what you got.
Make yourself comfortable, and prepare to be astounded.
importance of Bunker Hill and our asset there is not widely known. Please keep it that way.
Tinker Tom's cooking up something. Hope it goes better than last time.
Use the back entrance. Too much traffic to the church will burn the side. Pam wants to talk with you. She's in back.
Bet you never met a synth before Glory. Up there, assume you're being watched. Always.
Confirming presence of rogue variable. Dispensing data.
Establishing Mercer's
Pam.
House is a sign we're on the
Preliminary
road to
analysis complete.
Anything we need to move on?
Affirmative. Code name cross-indexing. CIT
Uh-huh.
one match found. Bergman will.
Thanks, Pam.
Complement detected.
After you get the password report back here. With any luck, we'll have a game plan by then.
Desdemona.
Working with compartmentalized information is a difficult transition for new agents.
Welcome. Welcome to the Cambridge Polymer Labs. Employment opportunities await in the field of scientific...
Sure, I'm game.
Let's begin the interview. Due to increased demands for staff in all fields, we have condensed the employment test accordingly. Question 1. Do you possess previous experience with polymer synthesis?
Yes.
Calculating test results. I am pleased to offer you the position of researcher. Expect a bright future in polymer research. Would you like the orientation before beginning your work in the labs?
No, let's just move it along.
Due to staffing needs, we can forego the orientation at this time. Please follow me to the research lab so that you may begin your work. Complimentary beverages are provided for employees. Please label any food or cigarettes you leave in the break room. Here is your lab coat and clipboard. Please take a moment to dress in your proper work attire and follow me into the clean room. The research staff will greet you on the other side of the clean room. Thank you for your attention and welcome to the team. Please enter the clean room. I have been instructed to inform you that Director Elwood has issued mandatory overtime due to uncompleted milestones. Consequently, staff will not be allowed to leave the labs until the piezonucleic lining project has been completed. Please report to the project lead, Dr. Elwood Woolham, for specific research assignment. Starting decontamination sequence. No contamination detected. Please exit the clean room.
Hey.
What can I do? Normal for other journalists. Hey, cool game.
Yes.
That's in better shape than I expected.
Got it.
expected.
Half of you know this already, but something so big. I can't ask people to keep it secret any longer. The rumor is true. One of our agents has made it inside the Institute.
Is this what Tinker Tom was working on?
Yes, Tom's work is related, but the device and the assembly was the Wanderer's doing. After the device was assembled, he made it inside the Institute, and then back out.
Where is the Institute?
We're not sure exactly. Best guess is that it's somewhere under the old CIT. But they've been using a teleportation device to get in and out, so it could be anywhere.
What did he find out?
I know you all have questions, but I've said everything I'm going to. But know this, the ops you're planning and running now are the most important of our lives. We have a chance at rescuing more synths than we ever dreamed of, so get it done. Excellent work. On our side, we've gone through your report. It was extraordinary. So many pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. Our final analysis indicates the Institute is far more formidable than we ever feared or imagined. If we stage a mass breakout, Patriots instead we use this one chance to rescue all the synths. Every last one of them.
Is that even possible?
Hopefully, Patriot's core escape plan will scale up. If it can't, well, we'll deal with it as it comes. The Institute will never let their slaves go without a fight. So the heart of our problem is manpower. Even if we call in all our agents, and we will, we won't be able to hold our own against the Institute for long. Talk with C-114. If the synths down there want freedom, they must fight and risk their lives to earn it.
Understood.
Good. Which leads us to a delicate subject. As much as we owe Patriot, we can't be certain how committed he is. If he learns we're willing to kill to free synths, he may not have the stomach for it. So get what you need from him and then cut him loose. Good luck. We're all with you.
Tinker Tom's been looking for you.
One more hour till my shift ends.
Any news from the Institute?
I suppose you're here for my medical services. Let's see what's wrong with you today.
You're the real deal. You actually made it inside the Institute.
Confirming presence of rogue variable. Dispensing data. There are 3 independent reports of courser activity. Analysis completed, based on target's activity pattern, location, and suspected trajectory. Conclusion. The Institute is actively looking for railroad assets. Stopgap solution. Terminate courser threats whenever possible.
Wouldn't killing a courser blow my cover?
2 facts. Fact 1. If rogue variable leaves no survivors, chance of undercover mission being compromised is 1.3%. Railroad Alpha has deemed this an acceptable level of risk to preserve the current railroad organization construct. Fact 2. Only agents of designated subclass Heavy capable of eliminating courser threat.
Just tell me what you want in English, Pam.
Processing. Clarification commencing. Target designated Courser Alpha is in a defended location with lower generation synth targets. Eliminate Courser variable, leaving no survivors. End of discussion.
We must speak quickly. We cannot risk being discovered. I have made arrangements. I can get the 13 we discussed into position. But, tell me, do you think Mr. Benet's plan will work?
A better plan is to use this opportunity to rescue everyone. But Synth will have to fight for it.
And I thought Mr. Benet's plan was too ambitious. Of course, I'd fight for my freedom. And I know of a few others that might as well. But enough to face all the guards? Perhaps if we stand up openly to the scientists, more of my people would join us. Yes. Even if most don't join the fight, certainly there are many others who have been waiting their whole lives for this. But we should be prepared for some of the synths to fight against us.
You won't be alone. The Railroad will fight with you.
Together, we have a chance. I admire Mr. Benet a great deal. But we can't tell him about this plan. It's his people we'll be fighting. I will talk to my friends. Meet me here tomorrow. If I don't make our appointment, assume the worst.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered crops.
That's it. Nice. Sweet.
Perimeter movement detected. Possible stealth near the AO. Moving down.
That's it. That's it.
Scanning.
Got it.
Area not secure. Repeat. Area not secure. Weapons hot. I have not been programmed to.
Nice. Sweet.
Pardon me.
You get me what we talked about, and I'm in business.
Liam, I got your username and password.
You railroad guys really deliver, you know? Hooking that ancient tech up to the modern terminals is going to be seriously time-consuming, even with that password. So hand it over and I'll get started.
Would it be possible to rescue more synths?
Those 13 synths are the only ones we're sure we can trust. If we push our luck and get the wrong synth involved, the whole thing could unravel.
I'll hold on to it. For now.
If you think that's best. but I can't start work without it. You ready to hand over the login credentials now?
This is a delicate operation. Are you okay if we have to use violence?
Why do you ask? There are stories about the railroad, that you're extremists. If I get even a hint that you're planning on hurting people, I'll pull the plug myself.
Inform the team.
You ready to hand over the login credentials now?
So much research, so little time.
Good evening. I am at your disposal. Would you care for food-based products?
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Good evening. I am at your disposal. Would you care for food-based products?
What have you got?
I can offer a range of nutritious and great-tasting food supplements. Food Supplement 7 is very popular for its spicy flavor, and Food Supplement 91 is our newest offering.
Let's see what you have.
Good evening. I am at your disposal. Would you care for food-based products?
Greetings, sir.
Excuse me.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed. All systems nominal. Nothing to report, sir.
Just as you gave life to Father, he gave life to many of us.
Sir, we've... A code red.
What? This is the third time in 2 weeks. This is unacceptable. How could this happen?
We think there was a system glitch. We're looking into it.
Damn it, you're all useless. I'll figure out what happened. But in the meantime, tell the others to be on high alert. I want more patrols and more rounds.
Right away, sir.
If you see anything even remotely suspicious, report it immediately. This absolutely cannot happen again.
You're done studying.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Spend enough time here, and you'll be sick to death of the word synth. I certainly am.
Then why don't I quiz you right now?
Welcome to the Institute, sir.
Remember to keep unnecessary power consumption to a minimum. Don't recharge. Primary levels are low.
You wouldn't happen to have a spare polarizer on you, would you?
Dr. Orman's lecture on cold fusion was nothing short of a revelation. Good to see you.
Hello. Please ensure that your dietary requirements are being filled.
Dr. Watson doesn't think I'm Institute material. I'm gonna prove him wrong. It's hard to stand out when you're surrounded by geniuses.
I hope all your needs are being seen to. You just let me know if they're not.
Please be sure to report it.
Of course. Thank you.
Before we can proceed, give Mr. Benet what he requested. Everything hinges on opening those doors.
Hey, Z1.
Before we can proceed, give Mr. Benet what he requested. Everything hinges on opening those doors.
You ready to hand over the login credentials now?
Here you go.
Great. Listen, I need a favor. Z114 is working the atrium again. Can you give him an update? It's safer if you do it.
Liam.
That project you helped with. It's coming along. You understand, right?
Hey, Z1.
I asked my friends if they'd take up arms for their freedom. I was surprised at the number of volunteers. Perhaps once the fighting begins, many others will join us. But we will fight and die very quickly unless we have weapons. A lot of them. Given the right materials, we can make our own crude but serviceable weapons. Unfortunately, we're missing a few critical ingredients.
I have weapons I can give you.
Excellent. Deposit anything you can spare in Maintenance Closet 3B. But we need enough weapons to arm an entire rebellion. So the ingredients are still necessary.
Tell me how I can help.
We've come up with a plan to get what we need. The Institute's always expanding. Excavation just completed on one of the sublevels. The mining equipment has been packed into crates and they haven't been moved yet. That equipment has everything we need. Thanks to Mr. Benet, the construction crew is populated solely by my friends. But they're under constant supervision. How do you feel about killing some guards?
I'll do it, if it's necessary.
We could come up with no other way. After you eliminate the guards, we'll move the supplies and blow up the tunnels behind us. To the SRB, it will be a tragic construction accident that killed many synths. Rare, but not unheard of. And then, our dead friends can assemble the weapons we need. Good luck.
Humanity's future is taking root right here.
Hello. Please ensure that your dietary requirements are being filled.
I would be happy to assist you.
was probably just a
You
glitch.
smell like you've been above ground.
The fine motor control software could use an update.
If it were just a limb twitching, perhaps. But her eyes were moving as well. Involuntary twitching and...
If you encounter a hazardous chemical spill, please alert the Facilities Division immediately.
Greetings, citizen. I believe you have business with the guards.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
Operating at full capacity. Initiating self-defense. I am the victim of violence.
Attacks to continue. My program allows me to terminate you in self-defense. Or damage valuable institute property. Systems damaged. Terminate you in self-defense. Institute damaged. My programming allows me to terminate you in self-defense.
Z-981 is our shift leader. Leave now. Soon, this will all be under wrap. Remember Z1's plan, everyone. Grab everything we can use. The crates, especially.
Do we really need all these coursers roaming the halls?
Greetings, sir. Welcome to the commissary. Would you care for food?
You have done your part, and we'll do ours. Weapon construction will begin immediately.
This is a good start.
The greatest challenge remaining is keeping all of this secret from the SRB. So we're being very careful, which, unfortunately, takes time. For now, please continue working with Father. We can't afford for him to grow suspicious. When my people are ready, I will contact you.
All maintenance requests should be directed to the Facilities Division.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand.
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible. It's amazing.
I'm glad you can appreciate what we've accomplished. None of it has been easy. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind, redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, when you see what a rogue, his memory under...
We'll bring that synth home.
That would be best. Now...
Son.
The sooner that synth is safely back in the Institute, the better for everyone.
No.
Out to an early lead, but piece of junk's right behind. Piece of junk is really showing off those new mods. What a race! What a race! It's a great night out at the track. Hey, boys. Remember, we've got new bots in the list for tomorrow. Gonna be a great race. Damn it! What is it now? Damn it! Screw this!
that little fucker go?
Picked on the wrong people today. Guess we should now. Normal for other journalists. Not exactly known for their hospitality.
I'm ready to move in, sir.
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word, and we can start the assault.
We're in this deep with the Institute as is. Couldn't hurt to have someone with real combat.
Let's just get this over with.
Right behind you, sir.
Excuse me.
Keep your eyes open, sir.
Someone there?
Greetings. As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
I'll take a look, sure.
Acquisition clearance granted. How may I help you?
It's been a pleasure to meet you.